Hey guys, we're gonna talk about Tom McDonald. I know you've been waiting patiently. Yeah. I have Pew Pew in case I need it. Pray I never have to use it. Yep. Yep.
You got this one?
I have many. Yeah, that's correct. We're gonna play that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly, Janice. That's what we're saying. Hey Vegas, what's going on with you? It's good to have you back with us here. All right, let's get into this thing. We have we have a nice little, I will say, artist review, I guess. This YouTuber, what is his name? Do you have a name? Give him credit.
That guy with the hat.
That guy with the hat. So I have a link to his YouTube channel in the description. Go show him some love. That guy with the hat, I think, did somewhat of a decent analysis or review of Tom McDonald's career, but we're gonna talk about some things to add to that as well. But I'll let you take a listen to Tom, and I also want to get your perspective on Tom. Where do you guys stand when it comes to Tom McDonald? How do you see him as an artist? Is the big question. So I want to read your comments. How do you see Tom McDonald as an artist? Where do you see him going? So I would like to hear what you think. So while you guys are doing some thinking, how about we get into the heart of this thing? Go ahead, Darth Vader. Yeah, the audio is not hasn't been shared. I can tell because I'm not hearing the echo.
Hmm?
The audio hasn't been shared. I can tell because I'm not hearing the echo.
Okay.
There's an echo I'm gonna get when you share the. You have to actually undo
So
the. Yeah, you have
I
to go
got you.
back. Yeah, share it again and then add the audio.
I got you.
Hang tight, people. Hang tight.
Welcome to the technical difficulty stream.
We're doing just fine.
We'll figure it out someday.
Yeah, I just gotta get my PC back. When I get my PC back, we can get the flow going here.
All right. Let's see if this
Fine.
works.
All right. Let's see.
Every so often, a one-of-a-kind artist.
That work?
It
It
works
works
fine.
fine.
Can you
Can you
restart
restart
it?
it?
Yeah. Ready when you are. And here we go.
Every so often, a one-of-a-kind artist emerges in the music industry, and for some reason or another, they quickly become famous. Whether it's Eminem or Kendrick Lamar or a J. Cole, someone arises from out the woodwork and make waves among us. There are countless reasons why someone will suddenly become a meme or notorious for a distinct idea. It can be anything from aggressive and strategic marketing to the algorithm selecting you to be the face of the latest narrative being promoted. In the case of Tom MacDonald, what led him to suddenly top the charts? There are a few contributing elements that came together into a recipe for Tom's success amongst many battling to rise to the top. One of those factors is the message that he stands on. Tom is what I like to call the resistance. He has this incredible ability to conceptualize modern culture's biggest issues encapsulate them into a song. This is easier said than done. Writing relevant content has always been a difficult task for every poet or musician. One can easily identify complex issues within society. However, the challenge presents itself when you attempt to put it into art form so that your target audience can connect to it. Tom MacDonald appeared to have mastered this. Many tried over the years, but few became popular for it. Somehow it worked in this rapper's favor. But why is that? It's maybe due
Okay. So to start out with, that wasn't always necessarily the case. I think in the beginning, it was because he was very controversial. And that's how he started. And now as he's grown as an artist and how he's evolved over time, Now we're starting to see this as what he's talking about here. But in the beginning, it was you either loved Tom MacDonald or you hated him with an immense passion. So I think that's what the difference is between the two. And that's what he was like, a force of nature.
Okay, I'm sorry. Stepped out to beat you to bed quick. Can you say what you've said again?
So I think what got Tom started on his path was that he was more of a force of nature to be reckoned with, and he had more of a controversial nature
Mm,
than what we see now. He's looking at the Tom of now in this statement that he was talking about, where he's more polished and he's bringing issues to light in a very artistic way
mhm,
and a relatable way and things like that. Yes,
mhm.
that's Tom now. Go back a while, Tom was more of like a wrecking ball force of nature, just bringing it in your face,
Okay.
and people were either love him or hate him. He was more
Yeah.
of a force of nature back then.
Yeah, but I guess somebody will say his fame and his status has completely increased when he took advantage of the condition of society and started incorporating that in his song. I will say, right? Would that be correct? He's always been.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say more of it was him growing as an artist
Hmm.
and using the social climate and what has been going on and seeing what's going on and just being able to really express himself as an artist
Hmm.
free of the bonds of any record label and completely independent of anyone
Got it.
that has allowed him to do this.
Makes
and
sense.
and that's what has made Tom who he is. At the end of the day, Tom is still Tom.
Hmm.
Like, he's still really a down to earth person who the money hasn't gone to his head. He doesn't like got an ego or anything like that or think he's better than anybody else.
Sure.
He's there for his fans.
That's a huge difference. Vegas says, I wonder how he got so famous when he says things others get canceled for. I think this is when the fan base comes in. Would you let me agree?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
100%,
he has a
because
strong backing.
that's where the hog fam comes in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and Hangover Gang, we we we're with Tom. We got his back,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows that, and think we all love him, and he gives us that back in return through his music, and it's a mutual exchange.
That's a huge difference. Yeah.
And the
Once
fact that
you
he
once
stays
you
independent.
once you are in that chat room in that Discord family hangover gang, you know what? There's a lot of love in there, man.
Hmm.
These people are busy. I mean, it's like the words are just flowing off the screen. Like I'm like, and all day, all night. It's like it's
Oh
nonstop.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, do they
I've
even
been
go to
up
sleep?
chatting with people until like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
in there.
they don't sleep. I'm like,
Well,
yeah,
it's not that they don't sleep. It's just because they're from
but
different parts of the
different
world.
parts of the world. Yeah,
Because it's not like the hog family is just limited to the U.S. It's You got people from Australia, you got people from Germany, you got people from the UK. I mean, it's a global thing. It's not just the U.S.
that's powerful. That's powerful.
And everybody can relate to what Tom is putting out in his music, and that's what makes him so unique.
Yeah, Mr. E said Tom's has no one to answer to.
And that's the biggest thing about him.
Yeah,
He has no overlords. It's him and Nova, and basically his family.
that's
That's
right.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
But the two major drivers are him and Nova.
Yeah.
They're the ones that make the magic happen.
That's beautiful, Elijah. That's beautiful.
So,
All right. Let's keep going. I'm sorry, I'm not getting any sound from you.
hmm?
There's no sound coming through the video. Oh, I'm sorry, I muted it. So can you do back back it up?
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Climate. We are in the post-Trump era. When Trump crept into office, he sent a shockwave through all of Congress. Fear fell upon all the career politicians as someone not of their own was now in charge. He brought agitation to the whole political machine and declared war on the deep state. As a result, politicians launched their biggest weapon on Trump, a smear campaign. This was so successful that even those who supported him were assaulted for even speaking his name. This then led to the whole country being divided on almost every political and social issue imaginable. This gave power to the cancel culture. As a result, social justice warriors infiltrated the schools and almost every social media platform. They began controlling the narrative by using fact-checking tools and censorship tactics. For a season, these methods were very efficient. However, the resistance began to rise. Amongst the opposition was Tom MacDonald. Now, there's a huge difference between riding waves and making waves. It's very easy to simply make music to support the current narrative. For example, if the feminist movement appear to be the current focus, simply make music or movies bashing patriarchy or degrading manhood. If the alpha
So, I don't know why he brought the whole Trump thing into this, because Tom is kind of indifferent to Trump. He's neither for Trump or against Trump.
I
He's
guess it's
just
talking
like,
about the culture that Trump set up for Tom's success. That's what I was getting.
the problem with that is the culture was already there in place.
Okay.
And this was happening long. All this infiltration and stuff that he started talking about was already there. The only thing Trump did was speed it up.
Yeah, yeah. Buttress.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, he could have just completely done away with that section and just talked about what was happening socially.
yeah,
Didn't have to bring Trump into this at all.
yeah, yeah. And definitely Trump did he did say I'm gonna come to drain the swamp. So I get I guess Trump's presence kind of brought out those creatures in the swamp
Hmm.
in droves in a sense. So that kind of helps setting the stage for a lot of what I guess you will say Tom McDonald somewhat step like his words become life because for me it's like if he wasn't for the cancel culture, the Trumpers, the anti-Trumpers, I probably would have never thought of Tom McDonald in that sense. So I've heard of Tom McDonald, but he was more like I've ignored him.
Right.
So for me, it's like, oh yeah, another rapper talking, yada yada yada. For me, I just put him in the categories of rappers until
And if that was it,
I listened to one song.
and if
When
that
I
was the
listened to,
case, I probably would have never found your channel.
yeah, you never. I've been on YouTube since 2016, so so when I listen to one song and I say, wait, that's not just another rapper. And part of the reason why his words were able to minister to me is because it was so relatable to what was
Hmm.
going on in the culture currently that was troubling me. And then here is this guy talking like this. I'm like, oh, like, wait a minute, like, what is this?
And
So it
and
was a
my thing
shocker for
is,
me.
and my whole thing is, if you go back to like the first video that ever attracted me to Tom was White Boys, or not White Boys, White Boy.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
where he's in the school and he's
it's
saying, "White
addressing the
boy,
racism.
don't say that, white
Yeah,
boy."
yeah.
So I mean, that video came out long before Trump ever ran for office.
Good point.
So Tom's been doing this long, and he's been seeing all this cultural stuff going on long before Trump ever got into office. And that's my point, is just because Trump got into office and accelerated their plan doesn't mean this stuff wasn't happening before Trump got into office. And doesn't mean that Tom wasn't rapping about it prior to that either. Let's not take away the accomplishments that Tom has made just, on a whim.
Yeah, I got you.
So, all
right. So let me read some comments here. Trump and Tom are similar in the fact that they both have opened so many people's eyes to what is going on in the background that usually goes unnoticed. Trump exposed the swamp in media's bias. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
my whole rant about this, though, is he didn't have to mention Trump in any of this, and it still would have been accurate.
True. All right, let's continue.
Attack the traditional institutions that promote heterosexuality. This is how you ride waves and play it safe. Consequently, you may quickly get views and clicks. However, you will begin to look ridiculous and incompetent as you can't make sense of some of this stuff. Up. Now, this is where Tom MacDonald begins to create waves. Now, Tom MacDonald at some point had issues of mental health that most likely were birthed out of the current state of society. He wrestled with suicidal thoughts and heavy drinking, and to be honest, who can
Go ahead.
So the issues that he had been dealing with as far as his mental health, he's stated on multiple occasions, have come from his years of drug abuse and alcoholism.
True.
And trying to get away from that and break free of that, because he was using those things as a coping mechanism for the way he felt. It had nothing to do with society.
No, I've listened to that interview he had with Officer Tatum, so he made it clear. I think this guy is doing somewhat of a decent job. He could have done a much better job doing some research, because there's a lot of information about Tom out there. I think he didn't get all these facts correct.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, good point.
However, he overcame it to a degree just enough to undertake the attitude he needed to put it all on the line for the change in the world. This low point in his life may have very well been the crucial point he needed to be at to take on the political machine that controls the narrative. Little did he know there would be a whole army of people who shared his sentiments waiting for him. Tom supporters are the most loyal people you can ever find. The main reason is that they understand and appreciate the amount of guts one would need to have to take up an ostracized opinion in the culture. Not only that, but it also takes huge balls to make music and anthems speaking on these unpopular and heavy censored topics. His fans decided to fight tooth and nail to push and promote these messages in his music at every turn. So if you ask me, they are the real heroes. There's nothing more.
And that's something that Tom says every time he speaks, is that if it wasn't for the fans, he wouldn't be who he is and where he is now.
Period. Yeah. Hangover Gang is like, they really make things happen. I mean,
yeah.
Without Hangover Gang, I don't think my YouTube channel will have blown up as fast as it has, because they took my videos and shared them. They give you the thumbs up. They promote my videos in the chat. I mean, these people, it's crazy. Like, without the fan base, really,
Yeah. And Tom, and that's the beauty of Tom, is he understands this and appreciates it, I think, more than anyone,
Which is great.
to the point where it's almost heartbreaking for him if he doesn't put out the best possible product he can for his fans.
Right? He has a sense of accountability to them for their loyalty to him, as far as
Exactly.
loving and caring and being there emotionally and
Having his back,
financially. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. So it, like I said, that's the give and take relationship he has with his fans in the Hog fam. You know, it's it's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is.
And it's a very rare thing that you find in this day and age.
Yeah, not that level of love and respect and relationship that they have with each other. When you watch the video of my fans, you get it.
Yeah,
You get what's going
especially
on.
if you watch the extended version,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah.
you have the
Watch.
extended version
Yeah, it's
that,
like 42 minutes, I think. Yes.
yeah, it's like 45 minutes long, where
Yeah,
he puts every video that was submitted to him in, to make sure that everybody who sent him a video got their time in the spotlight,
that's beautiful.
because he didn't want to disappoint anybody.
That's beautiful.
You know, I mean,
Way to go.
that's how Tom rolls.
Love it. Love it. All right. Let's keep going.
Precious in a community of people standing for what's right and honorable. These people go by the name Hangover Gang, or aka HOG. Amongst the Tom supporters appears to be the music reactors as well. Music reactors don't appear to get enough credit. Reactors share a special place amongst content creators. They are the marketers of YouTube. These people bring to light music and artists people would not otherwise go out the way to find. They introduce and promote artists free of charge. Often they can't monetize these videos that they spend hours editing and recording. Nonetheless, they bring to light people like Tom MacDonald to further expand their reach. As a result of Tom MacDonald's integrity to stand against these issues, many conservative talking heads began looking into his music. One of the main reasons they began to jump on the Tom train is due to their stance on free speech, which is currently under attack. Tom MacDonald appears to be one of the biggest proponents of free speech in the music industry. Free speech is one of the rights that needs to be practiced responsibly for it to work successfully. As many have stated before,
Okay. Now, when he says practice responsibly, I'm sorry, you either have free speech or you don't. There is no in between.
You got that. You pick up on that one, huh?
Yes, I am calling that one out to the mat, because we already have laws where, yes, unless there's a call to action, that's illegal. Yes,
Yeah.
I get that. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But for the majority of what people think as hate speech, it
It's
doesn't exist. It's just speech that people don't like.
speech that you hate.
Like Tom said,
Yeah.
there's a difference between hate speech and hate speech that you hate. I'm sorry. Free speech is free speech. You either have it or you don't.
You don't.
There's no in between.
That's simple as that. You picked up on that. I'm glad you did. All right. Let's keep going.
you may have the freedom to say something lawfully, but that doesn't prevent people from responding unlawfully. There needs to be a level of precision in crafting messages for it to speak to people of all backgrounds. This also is where Tom stands out. Writing songs and deciding on what content.
Second
That's-
point, and yes, it doesn't prevent people to responding to it unlawfully. But that brings us back to our first topic of the night. That's why we need the Second Amendment. That's why it's second for a reason, is in case the first doesn't work.
Yep. Yep. And I think, yeah, people are going to respond because a lot of people are so emotionally driven now, right? People get hurt. I did this YouTube video of um, Awaken with JP where he's talking about people that are offended over every little thing.
Hmm.
Today is like you can misgender someone and they get offended for that, as if you weren't using your free speech correctly. So to me, it's like
Hmm.
there comes a point where we have to push back against some of this stuff because it's so emotionally driven.
Hmm.
A lot of the stuff that's like, you can't say this about this people, you can't say that about this people. Well, can I say anything about anybody?
Yeah,
It's coming to a point where we can't even
we can't even say anything.
at all. And that's bad because it's either speech is free and free speech come with offensive speech, however you want to refer to that, speech that you don't like, speech that are offensive to you. And the thing is, I don't understand how these people actually think. Like, look at the Christian community, for example. Look at how many jokes. I went online and check out Christian anti-Christian jokes.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I've listened to some of them, and I'm like, it is so ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
They are so off script, so unbiblical, nothing but atheist approach of biblical understanding, and they don't even have a correct view on the Christian teaching. But guess what? I'm not gonna do.
And the
I'm not.
ones that aren't are vile.
I'm not even. Yeah, I'm not even gonna cancel you. I say, hey, yeah.
It's
I'll
like,
laugh and
hey,
say, hey, yeah.
eh,
I'll laugh at how the stupidity of how incorrect they are talking about Christian stuff, and not just Christians, but how many vile stuff he said about religious folks, and how many times Hollywood make their Christian look stupid and drunkard and foolish. Like they don't get canceled.
mhm.
If Hollywood was to do this to the alphabet community, if they were to do this to black people, I mean, they do it to white people all the time. They get away with it.
Yeah,
But if they do it
because
to, yeah, yeah, we're gonna fight the patriarchy, the white male, whatever it is they want to try to get rid of. But the thing is, it's
s-
just it's such a double standard, and it
it
goes
really
back
is.
to if you're gonna talk about free speech, you wanna do that, you wanna vilify people however you want, fine. I'm gonna speak my view. I'm gonna tell you the truth about marriage between a man and a woman. That's free speech. I'm gonna call out the apostasies. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna lift up Jesus. That's all part of free speech as well. So don't step on my toes. Don't tread on me.
And I got in a debate with somebody the other day about, biblical teachings and stuff. And they're like, well, even Jesus, broke the rules of the Sabbath by flipping tables in the tabernacle. And I'm like, no, he didn't. He did that for a reason because they were turned the tabernacle into a place of
A marketplace.
commerce.
Yeah, a marketplace. Yeah.
And that was the offensive part.
Oh yeah.
You're looking at this backwards.
Yeah, that's they Jesus was getting rid of the things that did not belong
Exactly.
in the Sabbath. It's almost like he was cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean he was burning the house down. It's two different
You
things.
don't throw out the baby with the
With the
bathwater.
bathwater, yeah, it's just different. Yeah, and I think people do this about a lot of religious stuff as well. Is they just they go so extreme in understanding and they generalize stuff. And he's like, just read the word and stop doing all this extra stuff you're doing. It's insignificant.
Yeah.
You know,
And without free speech, you can't have these conversations.
you can't. You can't. I mean, I don't. You don't have to agree with everything I say,
Yeah.
but I have the right to say it.
And it's
And
like I've always said, I was in the army. I signed up to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
mhm,
And you know what? I live by that oath. Just because I'm not in the military anymore doesn't mean that oath still doesn't apply to me. I took that oath not once, but twice. Okay.
yeah,
So I am dead serious about keeping that oath until the day I am no longer on this earth.
yeah,
And
I like that.
I may not
Once a soldier, always a soldier.
exactly. So I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will lay down my life for the right for you to say it.
That's right. I'm gonna respect you. I like that. Hey, Megan, what's going on? It's good to
Good
have you
evening,
here.
Megan.
We miss you. I'm glad you
So,
you you made it in here.
but
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
let's continue. Hopefully, we can get through the rest of this. I would like for him to watch this video so he can make go back and make some corrections. You know.
Content to employ is but one half of the process. One important thing that contributes to the success of a message going viral is its presentation, the way it's packaged. One thing that is gaining more momentum as Tom Songs expands its reach is the videos. It appears that every other video for his singles is looking more and more like movies. One would assume that there's a whole production team working with him at this point of his career. However, only one name is spoken by his supporters when people are curious about the production. That name is Nova Rockefeller. One thing is for sure, she is an artist in her own right, not just because she also makes music, but due to her incredible ability to present art in the form of a video production. Nova is very talented in portraying the right imagery needed for the content Tom is rapping about. Now, although many people label Tom as a political rapper, I highly
So in that part, it's a very small part, but that's like saying, okay, I've got cookies, but I have no milk. I think he very much underplays how much of a role Nova plays
Hmm.
in Tom's production.
Yeah.
And even the Hog fam understands that him and Nova are like the ultimate power couple team,
Hmm.
and they're like they love Nova just as much as they love Tom.
Beautiful.
Like you see it all the time in chat. Like Nova says something and the chat just explodes and just a wall of text just constantly flying by.
That's beautiful.
Like it's amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
You know, I mean, seriously, like,
But at least he's acknowledging her as a key component to his success. You know.
but in a minor detail.
Yeah. My. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the issue I took with it.
She is huge. She is like
She plays a
she's
much
like
bigger role.
yeah, she's like the heart of everything that's happening with Tom's videos and everything.
And they play off of each other too. You know,
Absolutely.
it's not like you can have Tom without Nova or
That
Nova without Tom. They're
Megan said it best. They are a team.
exactly, Megan. I can't see what you're saying because I have to have full screen.
Mm. Gotcha.
So, but like you can't have one without the other. It just it
Mm.
doesn't work that way, you know.
It's good.
And that's the beauty of it. That's where the magic happens. And I think he very much underplays that with Nova.
Yep. Good one. All right. Let's keep going.
doubt that this is the beginning and end of his music career. There's way too much talent surrounding this artist for him to fall flat. If Tom keeps advancing and providing the world messages that they are yearning after, his supporters will always be there. These are but a few reasons why Tom MacDonald became a treasure in our current culture. Until next time, Hat Nation, we are out.
Okay. All right. Not bad.
And like I said, he just kind of adds her in as like a footnote at the end of the video.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think she deserves much more than that,
Yes.
you know.
Uh, um. There was we were talking earlier. Remember we were talking earlier. We were talking about how Tom McDonald needs to start expanding his influence by teaching people some of the
Hmm.
skills, and I'm standing by that because I think you know what I'm saying, nothing is forever in this life, and the best thing you can do with a piece of knowledge is to share it. Tom McDonald has a level of knowledge about music, production, sound. I mean, he needs to sit down with some people and really I mean, he has to find people who are willing to be taught. That's the first thing. But I'm praying for that because I would like to see when Tom starts slowing down, he can say, I'm sending these soldiers to go to work. So it's one of those things that's part of the solution to some of the world pain and problems. Because Tom McDonald, for me, um, he's like part of the solution to me. It's like, but could you imagine if there were many more Toms?
Hmm.
At least this type of content that he puts out, not exactly like him because we're all different, but at least addressing the issues for what they are and not sugarcoating it.
And
I just love that.
there is like you have people like NF now coming up. You have people
Yeah,
like Dax
true.
coming up.
Yes,
Struggle Jennings. I don't know if you heard of Struggle Jennings.
absolutely.
Um, like Upchurch has been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah.
He's been speaking out about stuff like this.
Hmm.
I mean, like there are others out there. It's just a matter of whether or not people take the time to go find them.
Yeah, the other thing is too is are they as consistent? I mean, Tom McDonald's work ethic is that's what stands out. It's not just doing good music. We can have one good album. We can have two, three good, but can you keep up? Because what I see him doing is that he keeps up with the culture. He
Hmm.
galvanized that and he utilized that. Like we listen to Riot and Sheephold and New World Order. Like Tom is taking the pain, the situation, the troubles of our culture, and then use it for his glory. and, and and people just like we just fall over backward because it only makes sense because he ministers to you
Yeah,
about a lot of the stuff you were thinking you didn't know how to put it in words. And here goes this guy and he's saying it. And he's like, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like it's powerful.
yeah,
So
and
yeah,
like Megan says, yeah, Nova brings life to the lyrics in the videos. Like
yeah,
it really is
mm,
perfect. It's a perfect combination.
it is. They're a beautiful couple. I would definitely love to see them. I mean, wasn't there a wedding that was supposed to take place or something, or
Oh,
there was a promise to a wedding or something that they still.
I I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I heard there was like, if we do this many times, if we sell this many album or something, I'm gonna marry Nova. I've heard that before. I was doing the brave, but nevertheless, it is what it is.
All I know is on the 18th when the albums dropped, I was there at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to get my autographed copies of the new records.
That's right. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. All right, guys, I gotta share this with you quick, and then we're gonna move on to the next video. You can get the next video ready. Here's the thing. This is coming from Proverbs chapter 17, verse 8. There it is. A gift is as a precious stone in the eyes of him that have it, and whithersoever he turneth, it prospereth. Oh man, you can preach all day on this. I can preach all day. Here's the thing. You see, Tom McDonald's like career. Uh, he's gifted like that, and part of that gift has been not only nature but nurture. He's been nurtured in him. But the thing is, the gift is as a precious stone in the eyes of him that have it. I love this because it also shows you can have a gift and not realize that it is precious enough to use it for your own success. Sometimes some of us are created in ways that we can do things to heal the world's pain, to solve issues that are oftentimes we look at and say, wow, who's going to bring the solution? You have no idea what God has put in you. And from the moment you were born, and there are times you have to nurture the gift. Sometimes you might need to go to school, you might need to learn a trade or something, right? And once you get it, you can turn that gift like a precious stone. You become so valuable. When you think of a precious stone, it's almost like people will fight and die to get that stone. In essence, the gift that is in you must be looked upon as something so valuable that people want to kill for it, right? They will knock down your door because they know you have this solution to this thing. This is why Tom is so successful. He has managed the gift of music in such a powerful way and utilize that in ways to minister to the hearts of those who are listening, and utilizing the culture. It takes a lot into consideration. There's a lot of thought processes, but also I think the pain and the experiences that he's had, um, all of that plays a significant role uh, in Tom's success. So I want to encourage you to make the best use of the gift that God has given you. Find out what they are, and also put them to use. And here's the thing: once you find out what the gift is, Proverb is so deep. We're gonna spend hours in here, hours in there, in the eyes of him that have it. Like, you, what do you see? Like, can you see what you've been gifted to do, or you think your life is here by chance? Are you living below the standard for which you were created to live? I mean, there's so much we can go into there. But whithersoever he go, if he prospers, in other words, the man who is gifted, you can throw him in Hollywood, he will prosper. You throw him in the wilderness, you put him in a cave, he will make something out of himself. You know, the person who don't want to do right, no matter where you put them, they're gonna just drag. But there are some folks that you could throw them wherever, they will start something. They create a business. They will, it's just it's a mindset that they have to succeed. And I want to encourage you, find out what that gift is in you. Pray to God, ask him to reveal that to you, and value that gift, and then watch what happens and nurture that gift. Sometimes you might need to go to school and add on to this thing, and then use it and see what happens. That's my challenge to you today, I guess.
Amen.
Praise God. She's a winner. She said, "You will jump.
She
You
is.
will jump." Yeah, she is. They're beautiful, though. Listen to. Yeah, she is a winner. Nova is the one that comes up with Angel's perfect shots that we draw the audience in even more with lyrics. She is the huge part of the thought process behind the imagery in the videos. I can see that. Even that trailer that we checked out together. Oh, boy.
Not just a huge part. I think she's pretty much the thought process behind the videos, because from what I've seen in like the short behind the scenes videos and stuff,
Mhm.
Tom just kind of shows up to do his thing. Nova is the one directing the videos, shooting the videos, pretty much telling Tom what to do.
That's right. It's powerful. So when
Tom may make a few minor decisions on like wardrobe and
are you calling
stuff.
Tom a puppet? Just
No. I'm not saying he's a puppet. I'm just
but I
saying.
can see in his lyrics some of the things that are in his videos the parallel very well.
Yeah.
So I think I think Nova balance of, just like you said earlier, they feed off each other. So when Tom put his lyrics together, she's thinking of how to bring these lyrics to life, and that's what it means to have that partner, man. That somebody said your wife doesn't complete you, she complements you. It's different.
Exactly.
She's not
And
supposed to complete you. God completes us, not
a
people.
lot of times it's really cute, because a lot of times behind the scenes you'll see everybody like, "Come on, dance, do the funny dance. All right, come on now, do the funny dance." He's just like, they're like, "Oh, come on, not again."
Oh, he's beautiful. He's beautiful. All right, what else you got for us right now? So,
All right, we're gonna go to JP.